everybody, this is Melinda. I am sitting here today. It's kind of a cool, cold day, and I'm not feeling like getting out in the garden. My joints are bothering me, so I decided I would make my to-do list on days that I'm feeling good to go out and get my gardening done. It's really important for me to get the garden well established, have good food for my family, have good food for me, improve my health, improve my diet, so that maybe I won't have these days where I'm just in pain and can't really get out and do what I want to do back there. So, what am I going to do instead? I'm going to make my list of what I can do on the days that I am feeling better this year or this month. One is even after a few cold, frosty days, I can still plant my pansies, my snapdragons, and my violas out front, so that we can have color this season. I'm also going to look into some of my vegetables. I did not get my winter garden established as well as I would like. The weather acted up. We normally don't get a frost until middle of November, maybe even the end of November, and I had my first frost in my yard that totally decimated everything on like October 20th. I had it a lot earlier than I expected, and I didn't get done. I didn't get my hoops in and my cold frames up. So a lot of my winter garden did not make it. I'm sad about that, but that's okay, because instead of doing that, I'm going to go ahead and create a nice salad garden in my house with some grow lights this year. I'll take you along with me whenever I do that. Now is a good time. If you have any flowering perennials, you can in November divide them and transplant them. You can also, it's a good idea now too, if you did put some pansies out, to fertilize them and take care of those. Another thing that is you can be doing right now in November is focusing in on building a compost. If you haven't gotten your compost bins built, this is a great time of the year to do it before it gets too cold. And you can build up the soil that you need for the spring. And if you do have your compost bins, yay, I'm so proud of you. But this is the time to fill them up. You've got a garden that needs to be cleaned up, and put in the compost bins. And remember your greens and your browns and mixing them up. I will do a video on composting later. But if you put them in there and layer them, and by the spring, the bottom of that compost will definitely be some pretty good soil, and then you don't have to truck in as much. Composting is definitely something you could do now. It's going to be slower in the winter because the temperatures aren't up there as quite as high, but it's something that you can do now. And you also have kitchen scraps. You're going to have lots of kitchen scraps in the fall and winter months. And if you have it in a position where you can get out to it fairly easily, it's a good thing to have near, less waste, because it's going to your garden. So get your compost going too. Cold weather plants that you could have, if they are mature, you can put out your cold weather veggie plants, like cabbage, lettuce, radishes, kale, collard greens, broccoli. It would make a gorgeous garden. If you have mature plants, you can still put them out. They will survive if you put them under a cold frame, under a low hoop, even this week. Now is a great time in Oklahoma to go ahead and plant your garlic if you haven't done it in October. The roots will still have an opportunity to do what they need to do. I don't think cross your fingers, this weather's acting funny. The soil is going to freeze anytime soon. One thing you can do to your yard to bring joy and life to it is to add some more bird feeders. Wildlife really needs your help, and it's good to have those birds and stuff know that your yard is friendly to them so that they will help you with the insects that you don't want. They'll help you with pest control if you let the birds hang out in your yard. Not all of them are going to be eating your seeds. Now, when you have your seedlings out, you might want to cover them so that they don't get to a thought that, those look yummy. But if you attract those birds to your yard, they can help with the bugs and the pest problems that you might have this spring or summer. So go ahead and get a bird feeder or two out there so that you can let them know that yes, you're bird friendly in your yard. Now is the perfect time before the soil gets icy to start planting your shrubs, your bushes, and your trees. And pretty much most perennials, especially woody perennials, do really good in getting planted now so that they can get well established, get those roots. Fall is the time that the roots really take off. Plants focus in not on feeding the plant, but growing the roots. So it is a good time to get your trees in. If you're trying to get a fruit orchard in, now's the time to pick up a couple of trees. There are several places that you can look at. If you are interested in knowing some companies to buy trees, let me know, and maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. Now it would also be a good time to go ahead and clean up your tools and sharpen the edges so that they're ready to go again next year. You need to be putting your beds to bed. Putting your garden beds to bed is a great opportunity right now. If you can get people, friends, family, neighbors, or maybe even make an ad on Facebook that you want their leaves and grass clippings and bales of hay, this is a great opportunity to get those things for your garden so you can use them in the spring. And you can also put those beds to bed by covering them up with leaf mulch. The leaf mulch is a really good compost. It breaks down, it encourages worms to come to your house or to your beds to help with creating the right microbes in your soil to grow your plants. So even though it's cold and everything is settled in, trees have turned colors, and things are going to sleep, doesn't mean that we can't continue the fun of gardening and enjoying our garden. What it does mean is it's a time to change pace. It's a time to take care of yourself and your family and think about what's coming in the future. You can also continue to grow a little bit, but it's a slower growing. It's not a rush to get it in and get it out before it gets too hot. It's a time to just relax and enjoy being outside on cooler days that are not so freezing. So with that said, I just want to say thank you for coming in, listening to my channel and watching my videos. It really means a lot to me that you care enough to tune in and hopefully I can give you guys some good pointers on what to do as the spring comes up I do have plans this winter to do a lot of fun projects that involve gardening even in the house, and maybe some growing guides on how to get different things to grow. And I can't wait to start sharing my garden more with you this spring as it comes to life. It's going to be beautiful, and I would love to share it with all my friends and family, and those who are just watching to get an idea of what to do. Share, subscribe, all that YouTube junk. I really appreciate it that you have taken the time to listen to my little rambles, and hopefully I'm going to be able to educate you and let you see why I love gardening so much. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy your garden.